I locked the cemetery gate and the Democrats accused me of election interference. Why would they do that?
Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me today for another episode of Gold Wingnut Live. Each week I answer your questions about things happening in Sumter County and the villages. These weekly broadcasts and the construction update videos I produce are two of the ways I bring information to you about the construction happenings here in the villages. At Gold Wingnut Productions, I also provide a photo video service for new homes under construction. If you're building a new home in the villages, and you need someone to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates, then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo video package for your new home. I've nearly 20 years in the construction industry as a project manager, and in the last 6 years, Gold Wingnut Productions has provided this valuable service to over 300 homeowners. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work's being done right and when it's not. I'm not just taking pictures like some others do. I'm watching your home build with a trained eye to help ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange your package today. Now let's get started with the show.
Ever wonder how a bunny can lay eggs? Hopefully our guest today can help answer this question that millions of people ask every year.
Thanks for joining the show, Easter Bunny.
Thanks for having me, guys, and happy Easter!
So Easter Bunny, the question that is on everyone's mind is, how exactly do you lay eggs as a mammal?
Mm-hmm.
And should we be grossed out that they're supposedly chocolate?
Well, first of all, I never said I lay the eggs.
So you're just the delivery guy. That's pretty underwhelming.
I'm not just a delivery guy. I am the face of the entire holiday. People adore me.
It feels like they probably should have given this job to a bird or something, don't you think?
Yeah, how did you even land this gig?
I'll have you know there's actually a good reason for it. Eggs have been a symbol of new life for centuries. And while we don't lay eggs, many bunnies actually have dozens of offspring per year, so they chose us to represent the renewal of life.
I guess that makes sense. But it was a lot more fun when we just got to make fun of you for being an egg delivery guy.
Wait, but that still doesn't explain the chocolate part.
Let's just say that's between me and my distribution contacts.
I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, Bobo, what happened on your walk today?
I thought I was just going on a normal walk with Mommy. You know, trees, sticks, other dog smells.
Were you?
No, Mommy put me in this fluffy costume instead. She's been acting a little weird lately. She keeps calling me her sweet bunny. But I'm not a bunny. I'm Bobo.
Then what?
Mommy took me to the mall to meet what humans call the Easter Bunny.
Why?
I think she wanted me to take cute pictures with him.
Did you?
I tried.
What happened?
When I saw him, I got really scared. I had never seen a bunny that big before. He looked like something straight out of my worst nightmare.
What did you do?
I panicked, I barked, I tried to chew on him a little bit. He was the biggest stuffy I had ever seen, and then I might have had a tiny accident, but it wasn't much. But apparently, it was still not the right time or place.
Walter, how much of the bed do you take up?
All of it. Same, honestly, but I'm a lot smaller, so it's different.
I don't mean to. I just spread.
My mom sleeps on the edge every night, like a little plank.
Mine too. She seems fine with it.
They never say anything, Walter. That's the thing. They just adapt.
I feel a little bad now.
Don't. They could move us if they really wanted to.
Barking news. Dogs are speaking out after what many are calling the ultimate betrayal, a promised trip to the park that ended at the vet. Hear from the public.
I'm not talking to Dad ever again for the rest of time, never again until dinner tonight. I better get extra toppers.
We made eye contact before I got out of the car, and I realised then they knew exactly what they were doing. Just wait and see what I leave on the rug later tonight.
I mean, I stepped out of the car willingly, walked beside them calmly. I made it so easy, and I don't think I'll ever fully come to terms with that.
Experts say these kinds of incidents require several treats, a block of cheese and an emotional beach day before trust can be restored. Follow for more at 6.
Wow, thanks for watching today's broadcast of Gold Wingnut Live. These weekly broadcasts and the construction update videos are two of the ways I bring information to you about the construction. Wow, I don't know what happened there. That's a mix-up. Sorry about that. Welcome, everybody. This is Gold Wingnut Live. I'm your host, Don Wiley. We're going to talk about the things you want to talk about. I'll answer your questions about the villages, Sumter County, drone flying, whatever you want to talk about. We'll try and answer the questions. So how has everybody been on this beautiful Easter Sunday? I went to the dog park early this morning with my two dogs, and it was such a gorgeous morning. All my friends that I usually meet there were there with their dogs, and we couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day. Sorry, it was a busy day, and Sully, of course, in usual style, he became the drama queen. He ripped off one of his dew claws, and so he was bleeding like a stuck pig, as they say. And I ended up having to take him home and put a bandage on his leg. It took about an hour and a half to stop the bleeding, but he's doing better now. But yeah, definitely was a little shaky. I'm not a real big fan of blood, so that didn't help much. So today's sponsor is Shade Masters. If you're looking for any kind of shades for your blinds, your garage, your lanai, plantation shutters, whatever kind of window coverings that you're looking for, give Shade Masters a call. They do some really, really great work. Oh, excuse me. Of course, our other sponsors today are Surf to Turf Home Inspections. If you need a home inspection done, either for a new construction or your 1-year inspection, be sure to give Tom Stevens a call over at Surf to Turf and make your appointment early. He books very quickly, so give him a couple of weeks heads up before you get the before you close. That way he can get in there, or he can get there on time, get you in on the schedule. Same thing with the 12-month inspection. Don't wait until the last minute to make your appointments. Magic Stairs, I can't say enough good about Ron Berner's product. Ron is a resident of the Villages, and he's got this great product called Magic Stairs and Magic Lift. It's the only way to get stuff in the attic anymore. And of course, Kitchen-Wise, Closet-Wise, what a great company. Lots of different products for your closets, for your cabinets. Can't say enough good about them. So anyway, what does everybody want to talk about? Let's see what we got here. So Sam Propane says Today my question, the new parking lot by Beautyberry look like Street of Dreams. What are your thoughts? So, I was over there at Beautyberry and Honeysuckle Thursday. I think it was Thursday. I was given a flying lesson to a new drone flyer, and we used the parking lot to fly over for Pullman, the new Pullman Recreation Center that should be starting anytime now. And I did a fly around there. I did not see any paved area other than the parking lot for Merritt Field, Postal Station, and Recreation Center. That was the only one I saw. So I'm still not 100% sold on where the Street of Dreams is going. Been a lot of talk about on the map for the villages. They've got 4 areas marked as future guest area. I'm still uncertain what that means. This is something new that's shown up on the map. Who knows? I mean, it's at this point, they could be throwing out a red herring. Who knows? All right, see what else we got. Oh, which camera am I looking at? Oh, got to get to the right camera. So my coffee cup says 318 turns and 11 miles, Deals Gap. It's a motorcycle road. It's along the southwest edge of Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It's US 129. It is renowned in the motorcycle world because of the number of turns in such a short area. I've ridden it many times, and I hope to be riding it again this June when I get a break from my county job, and I'm going to go up to Pennsylvania and take care of my mom's ashes finally after 6 years. And I'm also going to try and take the bike with me and ride the Gap again. It's always a great time. All right, let's see. It is Easter. Yeah, everybody, happy Easter. Muskie watches my shows on the replay. Great fan. Thank you, Muskie, for always tuning in. Also, the 4 neighborhoods on the map that are Lakeview, Oak Hall, etc. Will they be lifestyle homes? Sam, I'm possibly some of them, but not all of them. Again, I think it might be just something else something else they're planning. Those are patio villas, courtyard villas, and verandas, all 4 of those areas that they're showing. To the right of 2 and 3. So to the right of 2 and 3. Okay. Again, I flew. I did not see anything that caught my eye, Sam. I'm going to try and get out there tomorrow. I got a class to teach in the morning, and then I have a lunch with Byron Donalds. He's going to be here tomorrow. He's got an event he's hosting at 10:30, and then at 12:30 another event that I'll be going to. Definitely laying asphalt at Vargas and Aubrey Trail. Okay, Craig. I know where you guys are talking about. All right. I'm not gonna argue with you guys. I'm gonna go out and take a look at it. Maybe I'll scoot out before dinner and take a quick look. All right. So what else does everybody got on their minds? This past week, the AAC had a meeting. I believe it was on Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. I don't. It's all a blur. I tell you, it has been a crazy, crazy week for me. But they were talking about Morse Boulevard, north of 466, and the road, golf carts on the road. And there was just recently, I think it was on Monday, another accident. Once again, the golf cart driver was at fault, according to the accident report. The county doesn't do multimodal paths, doesn't do golf cart paths. It's up to the CDDs, the AAC, PWAC to to deal with those issues. Unfortunately, some of the people that have been on the AAC for quite a while are of the mindset that the county should do it, should take care of it. Ain't happening. One, again, the county doesn't do multimodal paths. And two, if we did, we would basically exhaust our entire road budget to do that one project. And we have higher priorities. You know, the road is fine. It's the operators, in my opinion. All right. And that's pretty much what the reports have all shown too. Anyway, so I'm sure you all heard we're now in a phase 3 drought or whatever, is issued by the Southwest Florida Water Management District. So I'm still not sure how the watering hours changed. It's still, you know, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically 1 and 2 on Monday and 9 and 0 on Friday and so on in between. And you can only water from 8 at night until 4 in the morning, whatever that is. You know, there's been a lot of comments about, well, if there's such a drought, then they need to stop building. They need to stop watering the golf courses. No, it doesn't work that way. You know, those are all calculated into the water usage. You know, those are industries that rely on a supply of water, and you know, we are not at that point to shut down our economy because of some lowering levels in the water tables. Hopefully, with some of the rain we've been getting, we'll get some recovery in the very near future, but we'll see. All right. What else? I got my list. Did anybody catch the Artemis 2 launch? You know, it was, I got to see it. Okay. I watched it on TV. And then Debbie and I walked outside and we looked up in the sky, and all of a sudden you could see the little bright white dot, the white hot dot in the sky, and the trail behind it. It was kind of cool. I have seen some shuttle launches. I've been to Port Canaveral for a shuttle launch. That was amazing to watch. It was amazing to feel and to hear also. You know, this Artemis 2 going back to the moon. Wow. I remember as a child watching the Apollo launches and being able to stay up late and watch the Neil Armstrong stepping on the moon. That was so cool. Technology has come leaps and bounds in the last 50 years. I wish these 4 astronauts Godspeed and safety in coming back to the Earth. But this is a remarkable event. We haven't done this again, as you know, in 50 years. Holy mackerel. So this is cool. Who knows? Maybe someday in our lifetime we will make it to Mars. I don't know. All right, let's see what we got here. This is from Megan. She says, do you think the villages will start to do lot releases more often now? Do you have an updated map showing the boundaries of Long Prairie, Merritt, and Merritt neighborhoods? Had to know neighborhoods. Oh, hard to know neighborhoods the lots are in. So I rely on Bill Vane's maps. We'll go over to Bill's. Let's see here. Make sure it's okay. Good. I just got to make sure I got the right show up here, or the right map up. All right. So maps. If you're looking for some really good maps, it's vanes.com, VAYENS.com. And that's where you'll see these maps here. And as I'm scrolling down, Here is Long Prairie. You can see they've got some of the maps or some of these are laid out already. These are coming from the property appraiser's website and the county GIS maps. Let's see what this map shows. Yeah, all right. So if you go down to the village's subdivision map, blow it up. Doot, doot, doot. There we go. There's some good. So there you can see the various subdivisions. Now, so something that we do know is Farmstead is actually going to be this area, from what I understand, to the north of the power lines and south of the power lines down to about the golf course entry for Beautyberry and Honeysuckle. That midsection is Merritt Field, and the southern section is Long Prairie. So you can see Bill's got some really good information. And I mean, at this point, you know, who knows? I don't know what they're going to release next. They just released Unit 262 up in Merritt Field. That's this area right up in here. Let me see. I think I have got it pulled up. Yeah. So this is the area here. This is 262, the outside area. Many of these are sold. Let's see. Yep. So here's another map, and you can see where the dots are. Those are the available lots, and they're anywhere from 3 to looks like 70 grand. And of course, you know, we got 130,000 on some of these golf course view lots, 160,000. I heard some were as high as 200,000. You know, I was a little surprised. I thought they'd stay in the Long Prairie neighborhood down here, but hey, you know, who am I to try and second guess the developer? I can just follow the clues that I have as best I can. All right, let's go back to, oh, we're back. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so, you know, if you go to Vane's maps, Vane's, VAYENS.com, his maps are very good. He does a great job. Thank you so much, Bill, if you're watching today. I know a lot of people use them. All right, let's see. Okay, Matt's got a question here. He says, hello, Don. If you own a house that backs up to a pond, are you allowed to fish behind your home? If the pond is open for fishing, not all ponds are open for fishing. Your best bet would be to get a hold of the district government, ask them, go to districtgov.org and take a look at there. They have a map of approved fishing areas. If the map shows that's an approved fishing pond, then yes, you can, because you're allowed to walk on in that case on the public area which borders your property. So that would be the best answer I can give you. It just depends on if the pond is designated for fishing. Hi, Doc. Okay, this is from James. Not being in the villages, how are the yards looking with the drought and water restrictions? Right now, they're not looking bad. Actually, most of the stressed out vegetation I see is, as I drive through just about anywhere in the villages, is the finer greenery, the landscaping greenery. A lot of it did not fare well on those 20-degree nights. We had like 3 or 4 20-degree nights a month or so ago, and they did not fare well. So a lot of them are being worked and replaced. But as far as the grass goes, the grass is looking good. We've had a couple of pretty good rainstorms. You know, I mean, we're going to get lucky, I guess, and hopefully dodge too much of a bullet on our yards if the rain continues. Let's see. She says it's either 12 to 4 or 8 to midnight. And a 10% penalty. You can imagine the lunacy causing 15,000 people to lose their jobs because of the latest crisis du jour if they stop the villages from building. Yeah, you're right. So the 10% penalty, you know, I got some calls this past week. One gentleman and I, we talked for probably 20 minutes. He had all kinds of questions, and he brought up some good points. You know, at the time it was a 5% penalty. Now they're saying 10%. I've heard one statement that says they're not going to be levying the penalty, and I think part of that might be because of some of the questions that have come up. How is it being designated on the bill? How do they know? You know, everybody's meter gets read at a different day. Okay. So how do you know what should be penalized at 5%, which should be penalized at 10%, what should not be penalized? There's no way of knowing. Are you just going to tack it on the whole bill? Well, that's not right. So I intend to give Kenny Blocker, excuse me, the district manager, send him an email probably Tuesday because Monday I'm swamped, and ask him some of those questions. You know, where's the money go? And you know, part of part of the reason for this penalty, if you will, or surcharge, or whatever you want to call it, it's psychological. Okay, I'm going to get fined 10% of my water bill if I use too much water. Okay, just take a breath and go look at your water usage charge. $30, $40. If it's 10%, you're talking $3 or $4. That's really, if they said, well, we're gonna penalize you $3, nobody'd care. Nobody would care. Okay, but if they say 10%, oh, it sounds a lot worse. So, yeah, yeah. There are a lot of questions on the whole thing. Let's see. What's the new library called? The library? I don't know. So over at the service center that's being built at the corner of 301 and 470, that's the new Sumter County Service Center that's being built. There is a 400-person capacity meeting room. It has the ability to televise meetings. So in the future county commission meetings, all the different boards and committees that have to meet, they'll meet there so that they can televise that, so that they can be broadcast. My understanding is that they're going to be broadcast to the clerk of court's website and not to social media platform. So you'll be able to watch it. You just got to go to that website. But there's the meeting room. There is a new library going in there. There is a tax collector's office, which is where you get your license plates and your driver's license, and you pay your property tax bill and all that. Randy Mask is the tax collector for the county. Does a great job. Service is top notch here in Sumter County. You can't beat it anywhere in the state, in my opinion. But there's also a clerk of courts facility there. And what else? Library, clerk of courts. Oh yeah, there's a new emergency shelter as well as a firefighting training center. But I don't know. I know that the building is named after Gloria Hayward, the previous clerk of courts. Beyond that, I don't know of any specific name. All right. Dave wants to know how Sully is doing. Dave is a friend of mine. He's got an absolutely gorgeous Doberman pinscher named Duncan. Uh, uh, so again, Sully ripped out his one of his dew claws today. He was bleeding like a stuck pig, but he's doing better. You know, I got him to the house. He bled all over the place, um, but cleaned him up a little bit, bandaged it a little bit, and sat with him for about an hour, trying to keep him calm, and that helped a lot. So now everything is good. Um, let's see. What else? We Victoria says we made it eating at Belglade Country Club. Happy Easter. Welcome back, Victoria. I'm sure you're glad to be out of New Jersey. Um, let's see. Yeah, Miss Hayward, she held the office of clerk of courts for like 50 years. I mean, maybe it's 30 years. I don't remember. It was an incredibly long time. 50 years is Mayor Ed Wolf over in Wildwood. He's been the mayor for like 52 years. Nice guy, very nice guy. Let's see. This is from 5150 SKB. Sir, do you have any information regarding the plans or the property that encompasses the village's ground? We noticed that the buildings are being demolished and we're speculating on the future. So, what I have seen is I believe that's all designated as for commercial development. Yes, they've spent the last week or so demolishing the old Villages Grown. It was a great idea, but as somebody put it, I don't remember if it was on Facebook or it was a text message I saw, but basically they would rather pay $2 for a head of Walmart lettuce than $7 for a head of Villages Grown lettuce. And honestly, you know, that was the deal breaker. I mean, I had some of their produce. It was very good, but it was expensive, and that was a real deal breaker. All right, so let's see. Good to go 262 says, can a seller list with MLS and VLS at the same time? No, you cannot. Each has an exclusivity clause in their contract that what you call it? They have exclusive rights to sell your house. And you know, just like if you were to find a buyer, let's say if you had your property listed with either one, and you found a buyer for your house, and you sold it to them, the realtor would still be. I used the word realtor. Sorry, I'll get to that in a second. But the listing agent would still be entitled to their 5% commission. That's in the contract. The reason I chuckle about realtor because I need to get a Kleenex because realtor, just like Kleenex, has become a generic term. But if you say it, the MLS realtors get upset because it's a trademark term. I'm not sure how you trademark a word, but especially one that has become generic. You know, and you know what these are, right? This is a proximity card. Most people call them key cards or card keys. Card key is a trademark name from Card Key that is owned by Johnson Controls, and that was actually the company I worked for 20 years. Let's see. Baby Connie says, any news or speculation on what's going on at the Old Villages Golf Cart store at Magnolia? Any news on Eastport Grocery Store? Nothing on either one. Eastport Grocery Store has been shockingly quiet. I had honestly expected to hear something by now. You know, the other twist to that could easily be they're going to get Publix open. Don't want to steal their thunder. And then after that, they probably will announce what grocery store might be going in there. Which is better? Oh, so Good to Go wants to know which is better, VLS or MLS. They both have their advantages, okay? MLS has the ability to bring in outside realtors to sell the house. It has a much larger network for advertising the home. If you go to realtor.com, you can look at homes anywhere in the country. If you want to look at homes that are available for sale by VLS, then you have to go to thevillages.com and go to their listing service. So there's that. Now let's talk numbers. About 30% of the resales are listed with MLS, and 70% are listed with VLS, or Villages Listing Service. All the new homes are listed with the Villages. So if you think about it on just the resales, you got because they can't sell each other's homes, then you either got 30% of the people who are looking for a resale or 70% of the people who are looking for a resale. But in my opinion, you also get with somebody looking for a new home, they may opt to go for a resale. So if they're here looking for a new home, which many people do, they sell about 300 homes a month, new homes. They could easily be persuaded to buy a resale. So in my opinion, and the reason I went with VLS was because they had a larger target audience, a larger target customer base. All right. Where are we at here? Can you visit the area near Brownwood where they plan to build more homes and what type? Okay. So yeah, seems like you or someone brought it up that they were clearing the land. So yes, Sam, in my last video, 166, I think it was. I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, 166, because I've been staging 167. There's going to be a then and now for 167. It is going to be courtyard villas, and it is the land has been cleared, so they are working diligently on it. But that's pretty much all we know at this point. I've seen, okay, Mark Edwards said, I've seen for sale by owner on Zillow that actually directs you to the VLS agent. It's not an MLS listing. Okay, it's just like last week's advertiser's Sodfather. He advertised his home on my channel. But if you reach out to him, you're going to be talking with a VLS, Villages Realtor. There he goes again. It's a Kleenex. Sorry, a Villages agent. So it is possible to do some additional advertising for VLS. The Mike Reb, okay. The MICREB, okay. Who is responsible for maintaining railroad crossings? The one at Powell and 301 nearly rips the wheels off my car at 5 miles an hour. Okay, that belongs to the railroad. They are responsible for that crossing. Let's see. Ricky Swant says, we are building a pool and are looking for schematic diagram of the irrigation. Do you know if that's available and who would I contact? Good question. Do they? Honestly, I'm not sure if they do as-built for that. They know where the heads are going to be, but and they have a pretty good idea how it's going to be laid out. But the as-built that show exactly where the piping is, I'm not sure if that's documented anywhere. If you should be able to I'm trying to think. You can either go to the county website. Nope, that's going to have just the permitted plans. Contact the village's home warranty department is going to be my recommendation, and see if you can get as-built on the irrigation system. That would be the best thing I could tell you at this point, Ricky. All right, so we are halfway through the show. I'm going to go get some more coffee. We will be right back. Thanks for sticking with today's broadcast of Gold Wingnut Live. Pardon me for just a minute while I go grab a fresh cup of coffee and stretch my legs and back. While you're waiting, let me ask you a quick question. Are you building a new home in the villages and need someone with a trained eye to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates? Then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo-video package of your new home. I've nearly 20 years experience as a construction project manager, and I've been offering this valuable service to residents for over 6 years. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work is being done right and when it's not. Fortunately, serious issues are rare, but even the most minor issues are better caught during construction than during closing. I'm not just taking pictures of your home like others do. I'm watching your home being built with a trained eye to ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange for your package today. Now let's get back to the broadcast.
I ain't old, I'm just well seasoned. I don't need an alarm clock no more. My bladder handles that for me. These days I gotta stretch before I do dangerous activities like putting on socks. Ooh, I can't even trust a sneeze no more. I used to get hurt doing dumb stuff. Now I get hurt doing normal stuff. I'm at the age now where my back goes out more than I do. Old enough to know better, too old to give a crap. I make a noise every time I sit down and another one every time I stand up. I ain't got a filter no more. That thing retired years ago. I'm at the age now where if I bend down, I gotta make sure it's worth the trip. I remember when my body didn't come with sound effects.
Barking news, a golden retriever has been sentenced to 4 months community service after allegedly holding her human hostage at the park for 5 straight hours. We have reporter Rex on the scene.
Thanks, Dougie. Witnesses say the dog dramatically dropped to the ground the moment her human said it was home time and refused to get up. Her human, visibly embarrassed, stood there helpless.
Thanks, Rex. The retriever's community service started yesterday, consisting of rubbish collection around her local council. Her human is hopeful this will deter any future park standoffs. We have a short statement from the retriever.
This is so fun. I get to sniff and collect rubbish when normally I'm told to leave it. I've made new friends and we're out all day. Best day ever.
Authorities are concerned community service wasn't the right punishment for a dog that loves rubbish and making new friends. Follow us for more at 6 o'clock.
All right, we are back and welcome back. Again, I'm Don Wiley. I'm your host today. And let's do, that's better camera. So, watching that Shade Master commercial, I will tell you, if you have a south-facing or southwest or west-facing lanai, our Moultrie Creek home faces west. The sun coming down at night is pretty powerful. We have the motorized shades on our lanai. We lower them half, 3/4 of the way, just enough to block the sun. And once the sun goes down, we raise them back up again. Makes all the difference in the world. Really, it is. It's a great idea. You know, if you have again a south, a west, or a southwest facing lanai, consider it. It definitely helps with the house and the sun at night. What else do we have going on? All right. Oh yeah. So we are in April already. Where in the heck did it go? So I'm running a spring special with my my home photograph service. Um, so first off, it doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in. If it's Merritt Field, if it's LaGrange, if it's Lakeview, I don't care. 10% off any package. If you got, if you if you're doing a pool, no charge. We're gonna throw in the pool package for free. And if sorry, yes, they're showing. Pardon me, just a second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sully and Lily are getting a little anxious. We got guests coming over for Easter dinner. But anyway, so again, doesn't matter the village, 10% off a new home build package, both basic and deluxe package. Uh, if you're getting a pool put in, no charge for that this time. And if you're getting a larger home built, normally once you get above a certain square footage, there's an additional charge just because there's a little more to take pictures of. We're taking half off of that also. Um, so that's pretty much the biggest deal I have ever offered. And looking for some homes in both Long Prairie, Lakeview, and now Merritt Field. So all right, let's see, what do we got here? Um, aha. So Eb wants to know, do you think the villages will ever allow roofing materials other than asphalt shingles? I believe the first homes built in 91 still had the original tile roof. Their first home built in 91. So when you say the villages, it's not up to the villages, the developer. It's not even up to the district government. It's up to your individual CDD and the supervisors in that CDD to allow it. I know, talking with a friend of mine who is the chairman of CDD 10, um, he says that they are considering it in CDD 10, but it's still being discussed. Um, you know, I've lived in a house that had a metal roof, and what can I say? Wow, it was noisy. It was noisy in a heavy rainstorm. But you know, could it happen? Yeah, it could easily happen. You just have to convince the 5 district supervisors that it's the way to go. Let's see. Becky J says, is a home deemed by anyone to be compliant when you purchase a home? For example, where we live, the AARC inspects and signs off. I am, if I purchase a home not in compliance, I would have to fix it. So you're right. If you purchase a home not in compliance, okay, and it becomes an issue that gets reported, then you will be financially responsible for making those corrections. I have long thought that an estoppel letter should be issued as part of the resale process to indicate that the home has been verified to have everything, both county permits as well as ARC permits and upgrades, verify that they've been submitted, because it is an unnecessary burden on the buyer. I think there would have to be a charge for that because there's a lot of homes being sold, but that is something I believe that needs to be done. And that would fall to your individual CDDs, or yeah, that would have to fall to the individual CDDs, I guess. You know, I will tell you, when I decided on a Friday morning that I was going to buy another house, Monday morning, I submitted an open records request to the district government requesting all the information on all the upgrades done to the house that were submitted to ARC, and compared that to the actual conditions of the house. And in the case of the house I'm buying, everything was up to date. But I knew what to do, and I highly recommend it. If you are buying a resale, submit the open records request. Ask for the information on all the upgrades that were approved by the ARC. That way, you know, you can protect yourself. And if they're not, if they've, I don't know, they've done extensive landscaping, let's say, and it's not been approved by the ARC, that can be a problem. You can tell the buyer or the seller, then you have to submit to ARC or it's no deal. Just a thought. Anyway, is it possible to, okay, this is Jeep Girl. She says, is it possible to get a general quote online without putting in a specific address for budgeting purposes as we plan to build? Thanks. I'm not sure, Jeep Girl, what you're looking for. Send me another message, because I'm not sure what you're looking for, unless I missed something earlier. Nope, I'm not seeing anything on the history. So let me know what you're talking about as far as a general quote. Let's see. It's raining, sprinkling in the village of Finney. Okay, that's good. We need it. We definitely need it. Personally, I'd like to see a half an inch to an inch of rain every afternoon. You know, just like we get in I'll get it out in a second, in the summertime. Jeep Girl. So actually, it's not a problem. You can find that information. Just go to goldwingnut.com. Let's go over to the browser. All right. And I got it open someplace here. Here it is. Yeah. So go to there it is. Our services, home construction services, and the current price list is right there. And you can then decide whether you want the basic or deluxe package. You can also look at the cost for the larger homes. You know, larger homes, just a little bit more work for us, a few more extra rooms, a few extra pictures. When you break it down to the cost per visit, it's a relatively small cost. We go out 3 times a week. And if you got a 12-week build, that's 36 times. Yeah, that's what, 10, 12 bucks a visit. All right. Let's go back to the camera. All right. Let's see. Watching our home be built. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. I guess it does. All right. What else is going on? Oh man. So let's see. But the CDD is not always there when the home is being built if you build early. Wait. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about here. But the CDD is not always there when your house is being built if you build early. At least that is the understanding of what you have said, i.e. the big garage being built in March. Yeah, that big hideous garage. And it is hideous. I agree. So those records are still maintained. It before while the CDD is under construction and there's still homes for sale, it falls under the developer's representative to approve those ARC changes. But the records are all still kept by the district government. So they will have the records of that. Whether they comply with current district policies as far as your CDD, it really doesn't matter. Once the permission was granted, then you're grandfathered in. Okay. But if you try and do, let's say your neighbor painted their house pink, bright pink, and you want to paint yours now bright green, but they got it approved under the developer. Now you're under the CDD. The CDD can say, no, it doesn't match our paint schemes. And you're going to say, well, my neighbor's bright pink. Why can't I have bright green? Well, because you're under the CDD's policies right now. It has been my experience that the developer's rep is much more lenient on many things that are requested for aftermarket builds. All right. So happy hour. What do you guys think about the happy hour in the squares now that they have changed the hours for the entertainment? If you're not familiar with what's going on, historically the entertainment has been from 5 until 9, and then at 9 o'clock, well, the music stops, as they say. They start rolling up the sidewalks. 10 o'clock, they turn off the stars to save electricity. Obviously, I'm joking, of course. But now the plan is to, because of the heat in the summertime, they're backing it up an hour. So now the music will start at 6 and run until 10. I'm not sure how the folks that live near those areas are going to enjoy the extra hour of music, but that's really irrelevant, I guess. But the issue that's cropped up on social media is, the happy hour is from 5 to 6, so you don't have happy hour during the music. And yeah, Mark is saying that they'll probably change the happy hour once the complaint starts. Well, the complaints have already started, Mark. Uh, I would be surprised if they don't. Okay. Just because, okay, it's a drinking community with a golfing problem. We like, at this stage in our lives, we're going to party a little bit more. We're going to party a little hardier. And it's nice to have, a little bit of a break on the drinks. But yeah, I suspect that eventually it'll change. Yeah, so you can complain to the entertainment department. If you're using the merchants, tell them that you're unhappy, because they're the ones paying for the music. The merchants in the town squares are. So they want you to be happy. They want you coming to the squares. So they have some skin in the game, so they'll listen. Let's see. Jake wants to know, have you heard any plans to switch the street lighting to LED lights, since it's become harder to get HPS bulbs and ballast, and it's becoming two different looks of color? It's not appealing. Okay, so I know that Seco is going through, and they're pretty much upgrading all the light fixtures to LED bulbs to save electricity. There's more than just replacing the bulb. There's a whole system that controls them that needs to be replaced. Interestingly, You know, they raised their fee last year for light poles and light pole maintenance dramatically. I mean, it cost the county millions. It's costing the CDDs millions because of these increasing rates. And they said because there was an error in their bookkeeping. Well, why in the heck is that our problem? You know, um, you know, if the Ford dealer wasn't charging enough for oil changes, uh, and then now you go to get oil change and the price is higher, okay, um, but you shouldn't have to pay for what they lost on the past oil changes. But the utility industry, uh, they uh, they play by different rules, uh, and those rules are their rules, and they yield a lot of they wield a lot of power. All right. Uh, Rich says 10 p.m. 10 o'clock is past my bedtime. Uh, I see a lot of people leave the squares at 8. They still might. Yep, I would agree, Mark. Uh, yeah. Um, I mean, I'm not the night owl I used to be. Well, I don't go out and, party like I used to when I was much younger. Um, Speaking of younger, what'd you guys think of the Southern lady with all the comments about being older? Uh, most of those hit really too close to home, about joints popping when you get up and when you sit down and all that. Anyway, um, but I lost my train of thought, folks. I'm sorry. Oh, wow. What do we got going on? All right. Victoria says, Happy Easter. Heading to Eastport for the Greg Warren Band at 5 p.m. Hey, it's a great band. You'll enjoy it. Bring your own chairs. You know, definitely. It should be a good time. Should be some good music tonight. All right. Have I covered everything? So I didn't even type up my show list today. I hand wrote everything. So, well, I wouldn't call it writing. I'd call it more like chicken scratching. All right. Let's see. Jake says there's a lot of grant money out there to upgrade energy efficiency because it's easier on the electric grid and saves energy. Yeah. I mean, I know they're doing that. There's a lot of grant money. Of course, they're getting grant money, and then they're saying, well, we got to pay for this too. So, we got to pay extra so they don't have to upgrade to keep up with demand. I don't understand how that works. Anyway, let's see. Sam says, I was disappointed at the art show this weekend at Brownwood. It was much. It was much. Oh, it was much better in 2025. I heard they cut the promoter's contract and must have a new promoter that failed this time in my observation. I honestly I didn't go. I had a a meeting yesterday after. Well, I played golf in the morning, poorly, very poorly. Actually, I shot one over. I shot one over bogey golf. I started out with a bogey, 3 pars in a row, and then after that it was downhill all the way. But I missed three other three other pars uh, by missing a putt. On the green and 3 putt, on the green and 3 putt. That's just story of my life. Um, let's see. Can the area in Eastport that is speculated to be a grocery store be used for Street of Dreams? No, they won't do that. So what happens with the Street of Dreams? And I've watched probably 6 or 7 different Street of Dreams areas over the last 12 years be built, and then after they move on from the area, then they sell those homes. The most recent set, Street of Dreams, is over by Boosters, or is it Busters, or whatever they're calling it now, um, uh, right by Sheller Creek Country Club and Golf Course. When they moved the Street of Dreams over to Wellpoint, then they sold those houses. So they would not build them someplace like that because that's a commercial area. It's not a residential area, and that won't fly. I don't think. I don't think the City of Wildwood would approve the zoning change. So it's not going to happen. Birds for the win, 1, 2, 3. Us two see you there. Oh, okay. They're going to see Greg Warren band as well. All right. So what else? What else we got going on, folks? You know, this is your time. You know, you got questions. I try and give you good answers. You know, what I'm working, I can tell you that what I'm working on for 167, obviously is updates on all the construction going on, but I'm also doing a then and now. So a little over a year ago, I flew the area where Shady Brook and Long Prairie and Water's Edge were being built, and what a difference! What a difference a year makes. I mean, Water's Edge was basically non-existent at that point. And I'm going to refly that and then do a then and now so you can see the difference. You know, one of the big things I noticed looking at the old video footage was the stockpiles that are out there. They are quickly being cut down on and hauled away for use in grading the lots. And the big change from just over a year ago. Birds for the Win says, any word at all about the new Genesis at Middleton? I have not heard anything yet other than it's going in there. I know where it's going. I will have a view of the back side of it from the house that I own down in Moultrie Creek. Disappointing, kind of, not really. Right now, if you look out, you see the Hamlin Hotel under construction. It's all blue. Look over and you can see they got the walls up for the new Publix over in Middleton. So it's just another building, no big deal. Doesn't take away the water view that we have. So we're not too upset about it. I always knew something was going there. And 2 years ago, you know, when we bought this place, I knew something was going there. I assumed it was the, you know, a gym of some sort based on a drawing I had seen earlier, but I wasn't overly worried about it. Let's see. Looking forward to 167. Do you have a time frame for release? Did you find any information about commercial on Marsh Bend at Old 470? Marsh Bend, Old 470. Oh, no, I haven't found anything anything at all on that particular area. Again, it looks like about eight units plus 4 outlots. So I'm expecting a few banks. I mean, come on, you got to have banks around here. Oh my gosh, everywhere you go, there's a banker's row. Lake Deaton Plaza, 466A, 466, 27441. There's banks everywhere around here. Never seen so many. But as far as timeline for the release, I have not started flying yet. I have a very, very busy week coming up. I've got to be in Orlando on Friday. I've got something on Thursday. Monday and Wednesday I'm teaching. You know, it's a busy week for me this week, so I will probably be flying next Saturday afternoon. When I'll shoot all the video footage, and then after that, It takes about a week to turn the raw footage into a releasable video if I have the time to focus. It's a lot of hours. Let's see. Come work out with us. I need to. I honestly need to. Throwing the ball at the dog park isn't much of a workout. I do try and get out and walk frequently, a couple of miles, but I definitely need to get to the gym. Mark says, the banks go where the money is, just like Costco. You're absolutely right. They go where the money is. This is a more affluent community than most. The way I look at it is everybody that's moved here to the villages has moved here by choice. They made decisions that, to plan for their future, so that they've saved, they've sold their home that they lived in for 20 years, whatever, and that gave them more assets. So, not everybody in our age group has done that. I hear frequently, well, when the baby boomers are gone, the villages is going to fail. No, there's not, because there's people in Gen X and Gen Z and whatever other generations you want to call them that are planning ahead for their future. Okay, that are planning ahead for retirement. They don't know what their retirement's going to be like, but they're planning for it, and they're making, they're putting money away. Not everybody lives paycheck to paycheck, day to day. Some people actually think ahead. Is the developer building the new Publix, or is Publix contractor building it? If it's Publix, I would suspect it will be open by Thanksgiving. So yeah, it's a. My understanding is Publix has their own contractor building it, which is typical. Even the developer puts their commercial buildings out for bid. Thanks, Craig. Has to remind me I'm not getting any younger. Okay. Let's see. The golf cart lanes over Morse Bridge near Lake Sumter Landing are really narrow, as the golf carts seem to be getting bigger. Any option to widen the lanes a bit? There's no option. I know that there is coming work on the bridge. Will it be widened? The problem is, to widen it is very, very expensive. You just can't add 3 feet on one side because it's a bridge structure. But I'll tell you how to make that much safer. There's this thing called a speed limit sign, and it says 10 miles an hour. If you do that, that bridge is so much easier to navigate. It really is. So there you go. The widening, though, there's if I recall, there's a grant for some of that work, or excuse me, not the widening, but the maintenance, the overhaul, whatever you want to call it, the work that's going to happen on that bridge. There's grant money coming for that, as I recall. So that's going to help with the cost. But that is, I believe that's the county's road. All right. What time is it? It is a little after 4. So we got a few more minutes. Is the LSL upgrade still out for bid? Honestly, Mark, I don't know. I would have to go back to look at the project-wide advisory committee agendas and minutes to see what's happened with that. I went to the PWAC meeting last month, for March. I was there. I spoke for a few minutes, and I don't recall anything being discussed about it then. But things happen. I used to be chairman of PWAC. I was chairman for a couple of years. When I took on the role as county commissioner, one of the things I had to tell myself was I had to pull away because I wasn't on that board anymore. I was not on the project-wide advisory committee, just like I stopped going to CDD-10 meetings because I'm not on those boards anymore. It's difficult. It's very difficult because I have a great interest in these things. I have for the last 12 years, and it will be 12 years that I've been in the villages in 2 days, which is just amazing. I cannot believe how fast the time has passed. Um, uh, I, it's been great. Um, I am. I'm going to say I'm very pro the villages, the community. I love it here. I like the community. I like my neighbors. Um, I like what it has to offer. Is it for everybody? Absolutely not. But it is what you make of it, and I've I've found it to be phenomenal. You know, uh, yeah. But again, is it perfect? Oh, absolutely not. There are problems. There are issues. Um, it's funny when I think of most of the issues I think of with the villages are all related to one particular item: people. Uh, People that don't want to follow rules and that. I know right now, talking with my friend Dave, who's chimed in. He was the one who chimed in about Sully. One of the fun things that I'm having is problems at the pools. People having drinks in the pool and glass on the pool deck, and you know, there is a there's rules posted. There's rules on the districtgov.org website concerning the pools, both the family pools, the the neighborhood pools, the sports pools. Follow them. What's so hard? And whatever you do, wherever you're at in the villages, be sure to take your village's ID. If you've got a guest pass, that's the paper one without your picture on it, read it. It says that you have to have a photo ID with it. So if you have the paper, but you don't have a photo ID, for example, your driver's license, and you don't have the ID, you'll be asked to leave. That's as simple as that. Simple as that. Let's see. Mark says, I wonder why the village's model for development has not been copied somewhere. Copied somewhere. It is 40 years in the making, Mark. When they started 40 years ago, there was not much. Lady Lake was really just a pond. Fruitland Park was really just a fruit stand. I jokingly say that, of course. It was a very, very different community back then. When I was stationed at the Navy base in Orlando, we used to come up 441, and then we'd take 27 441 up into Gainesville. That big giant interchange at 27 and 441, which has got a couple of traffic lights and all kinds of turn lanes and all that, used to be a 2-lane road intersecting another 2-lane road, and 441 had a stop sign, 27 did not. That was it. And you'd hang a right and you'd head north. The only place it was 4 lanes was going across Paynes Prairie, just south of Gainesville. It was 4 lanes there. So things have changed a lot. So it's a very difficult model to just make happen. The family has spent their lifetimes taking risks and building this community, and that is a very difficult thing to do. It's still a privately held company. Anytime you start dealing with large sums of money, many times it goes corporate. That takes on a different mindset. This developer has many times done many things that were not necessary, that were for the good of the community. All right, let's see. Wait until you have the oil change on your trimmer. It was $266 for our new Super Duty high output diesel, which is part of the reason why I've got the 7.3 liter gas engine, the Godzilla engine. They call it the Godzilla engine because it's a real monster at 7.3. The oil change was $120. It was, a friend of mine, well, his name, Todd Kuhn, he's one of the other county commissioners. He has a F-250 Super Duty. He's got the King Ranch package. I have the Platinum package, and we both have the trimmer package, but he has the diesel. And yeah, the oil change was about $300 when he got his first oil change. Yeah, so, you know, it, yeah, it's expensive, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't trade that truck anymore. I love it. It's big, it's comfortable, it's quiet, uh, full of tech. But yeah, and of course it's gorgeous. The color turned out to be much better than I had ever planned. Mark says they could build the villages in Arizona or Utah. You know, I don't think so, Mark, because really, for something like this, the stars have to really be aligned, in my opinion. They were in the right place at the right time, and you know, that's the bottom line. You got to be in the right place at the right time. They caught development as, Orlando was growing. The state of Florida has been going through a growth spurt for the last 30 or 40 years. They were able to capitalize on that. They were working in Sumter County, which at the time, Sumter County was the poorest county in the state. And they had the highest property taxes in the state. Now we have some of the lowest property taxes in the state. Um, and they're the lowest in this. They're, I think, third or fourth lowest in the state right now. And the reason they're that low is because of the villages and the economic growth and the property values that it has brought to Sumter County and to Lake County and Marion County, and of course the thousands of jobs that it's also created. Let's see. It would thrive with all the people escaping Cali. It would. I would agree if it existed, but it doesn't just magically exist. You can't just building, 4,000 homes a year, 3,000, 4,000 homes a year is a huge, huge financial risk if you're just building and hoping they will come. Um, you know, it's taken a long time to make the villages as successful it is. And one of the key things, in my opinion, to the village's success is the bond. Because with the bond, the cost for prepping the land, putting in the utilities, the storm drains, and all that, that's paid for by the district government, and then it's assessed on the home buyers' lots as they purchase them. But it keeps, I'm trying to remember, district CDD 10's phase one bonds, which were for the first half of CDD 10, the western half, was $72 million. Okay. And that was money expended over a 3-year time period, really. Trying to maintain that kind of debt would be a huge financial burden. With the bonds, the debt is paid, the developer can focus on things like recreation centers, swimming pools, golf courses. I hear frequently, well, they don't build the amenities first like they used to. Yes, they do. Go look at Long Prairie. Prime example. Commercial properties, by the way, are not amenities. That's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different thing that they've had to do, is to draw in commercial properties, which goes to the sale of the bank that we heard about that happened back in October, and the transition in the naming is coming up very shortly. At the time, there wasn't banks in the area. You know, there was nothing out here in the villages up when it was just orange blossom gardens and that. So they created their own bank. You know, they had to create their own hospital. Uh, Peninsular Land and Trust, all these companies, they had to invest in. They still invest heavily in, for example, the Gibson water treatment facility and wells. All the wastewater treatment, all the infrastructure, they're building it, and eventually they sell it off. But that wouldn't be possible, honestly, if they had to keep their cash wrapped up in storm drains and sewer pipes. Okay, so could it be duplicated? Yeah, possibly, but it would be a very big challenge. All right, folks. It is what is it? It's almost 20 after. Debbie has come by the studio and tapped on the door. So it is that time. Remember, life is short, power is fleeting. Physical beauty only lasts a short while. All of us who live long enough will also become weak and very vulnerable at some point. So let us be humble, help the sick, the weak, and the vulnerable. One day, we too will also exit this stage, so let us do it with humility, dignity, honor, and the knowledge that through our actions, we have left this world a much better place. I'm Don Wiley. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. And...
You ever wonder what we dream about? Yeah, scientists actually figured it out, and they hooked sleeping dogs up to brain scanners and found out we dream just like humans do.
Wait, like actual dreams?
Yep, same brain waves, same REM sleep.
When our paws twitch or our tails wag in our sleep, that's us dreaming, running, chasing, exploring. So all those little kicks I do, that's me chasing something? Probably, but here's the sweet part. Scientists say the most common thing we dream about is the people we love.
You mean our humans?
Yeah, we dream of walking beside them.
The sound of their voice, the way their hand feels on our head. Sometimes I dream I'm back at the park and I can feel her laughing behind me. It's like she's right there. That's because, in a way, she is. Dogs from loving homes sleep differently, calmer, safer. Love changes how we dream.
So every night, when I close my eyes, I'm not just sleeping, I'm reliving my favorite moments with her.
Humans chase dreams to find happiness. We just dream of the